I've learned to sing. I could never sing in front of people. I could never sing on camera.
Huh?
Great. Muting you guys. So when we're waiting, I like to sing. It's nice and it's entertaining to me. I don't know if it's entertaining. Okay. So welcome to today's money call. And my name is Shweta Chadda for all of those who don't know me. And for all of those who know me, I've interacted with you guys. Thank you for being here, all of you. I'm really grateful. Because money is a topic that a lot of us talk about, and it's really talked about a lot in Access. And I'm not kidding you when I say that I have changed my money reality. I've learned so much in from Access, like since I came to Access. And we have these different trainings when we go to become a certified facilitators, where we do talk about money, we do talk about business. Plus, there are so many different tools about money, so many different books, so many different audios, videos, on SoundCloud and YouTube that you could go to. And actually, if you committed to it, begin to use these tools to create a new reality. And we're going to be talking about three things basically, where we don't even realize how we forget about, we talk about how to pull in money, how to attract money, how to be the money magnet. And yeah, all of that is great. But how many of you reject money and you don't even know it? You're like, we're all trying to create money. We're all trying to have more in our lives. We want all of these different things. But do we realize how many different places we end up rejecting money? So anyone have any idea of how you could be rejecting money? Any idea? La,
When I say I can't afford this, I reject money.
brilliant. Yes. What is that when you say and that is one of the ways you reject money, when you are actually buying into poverty. I can't have is a conclusion. I can't do this. I can't afford it. I don't have the money. And your point of view creates your reality. These are all ways in which you are buying and believing into lack. So, just to kind of general reminder and brush up our memories, did you know that your point of view creates your reality, right? Now, if you try to believe, which is not real actually, but if you make yourself believe that you can't, you won't, I don't know how to, all of these things, are they also question? Are they questions or are they conclusions? Because when you ask a question, it kind of expands. Like if you say, look at something and you go, like Seema just said beautifully, I can't afford it. I look at something and say, wow, that's so pretty, but I can't, forget it. I won't even look at it. Or you look at somebody receiving something and you go, oh, how did they get it? Shit, I don't have it. Or somebody says, wow, you're looking so pretty. And say, no, that dress looks lovely. Yeah, I got it on a sale. So many different ways in which you're just kind of putting yourself down, believing that you can't, you won't, you don't have the capacity to, you definitely don't look nice. Oh, the dress, it's nice, but it was on a sale, so you could afford it because you basically have very little money to pay for it, and you couldn't have afforded it if it, like, it's just these, nothing wrong or right about this, guys. It's just that you got to start to look at your point of view. If you have a point of view that I can't afford, can't do, can't be, I don't know, that's exactly what you're going to create in your life. So how many of you believe or were made to believe? Because a lot of times when we're younger, we don't believe any of this. Like, look at a time when you were younger and you would just look at things and say, wow, that's so pretty, I'd like to have that, and forget about it because it wasn't significant. You'd like to have it, and then you'd have it. Anytime that happened, do you know why that happened? Two things. Who's going to give me the right answer? Answers. And again, it's not about I'm just trying to make it light and funny, but it's just about the fact that you were willing to receive it. You looked at it, you appreciated it, you acknowledged it. You didn't go, I can't or I won't, and you didn't even know how much money it was. You had no concept of money. Money was taught to you when you came here. It was told to you repetitively, there's not enough. Don't overspend, don't throw money. How many of you have heard that? So all of these are ways in which you are buying into poverty. So one way you reject money, the first, we're talking about three ways you're rejecting money today. Just three, although there could be plenty, but three very relevant ones. Maybe, or the top ones, or I don't know what is the top one for you, but look at where you're rejecting money, where you're going, okay, I can't, I won't, I don't have, I can't afford, not receiving. When someone gives you a gift, you go, क्यों दे दिया प्लीज इतना महंगा क्यों लिया था नहीं इसकी जरूरत नहीं है नहीं रहने दीजिए how many of you do that like you were asking for a gift and it came like oh my god I got my gift नहीं पर अब इसको देना पड़ेगा पता नहीं कितना महंगा है मुझे भी इसको इतना ही महंगा देना पड़ेगा और न्यू ईयर आ रहा है अब तो oh my god अगर मैंने कम दिया तो ये क्या सोचेंगे मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है शिट अब मुझे इनसे कम से कम 100 रुपए बढ़ा के देना पड़ेगा I will have to give them at least a gift worth 100 rupees more. At least, at least, or at least it should look valuable. How many of you do that? And what is the point of view that you don't have or that you have? Making it significant or not significant? So why those things could come to you when you were younger is because you did not have a point of view about it. You were not making it significant and you were willing to receive. Yeah. So that's one way you reject money. I think that I probably drove it home. Any questions on that one? Now, what is that's called poverty, that's called, and okay, and even if you try to get out of it sometimes, you are somehow brought back to that point of view of khatam ho jayega, it's going to finish off, पता नहीं आगे आएगा कि नहीं मैं इसको बचा के रख लूं. Hoarding, saving. How many of you try to save money or were taught to save money? All of these are ways in which you're addicted. I see some hands up. Yeah, we're taught to save money. For what? For what? What are you saving the money for?
Saving for the rainy day.
Yeah, rainy day, because you need to buy a new umbrella because raincoats don't look nice on you, or probably. They do, but you want a Prada or you want a Louis Vuitton. Um, but no, I'm going to save the money. And guess what? When you save the money for a rainy day, what happens? What is your point of view? That, oh, a rainy day is going to come, so I'm going to need the money. And then the rainy day does come, and then you use the money, and all the years that you were saving, ooh, wasted. Time भी निकल गया, उम्र भी निकल गई, खर्चा भी नहीं किया, और पैसा रेनी डे में चला भी गया. How does that work for you guys? Does it work for you, or is it not fun for you? All right. So I think we kind of get to. So what I was saying was, all of these points of views are there, but we also kind of addicted to them. The moment we try to get out of them, we go back into, oh, I have to save. No, I've spent too much. No. Like थोड़ी देर के लिए मजे करेंगे, उसके बाद में फिर नहीं फिर से वो points of views आने जाएंगे, चिंता आने लग जाएगी, worry आने लग जाएगी. All of that. What is that? And you tend to revert to the points of views of, oh, I need to save. I don't have. How many of you have gotten out of that poverty consciousness? Because the universe is abundant, it desires to give to you, and there are these infinite possibilities in which you can create money. Money can just drop into your lap. Trust me, I didn't believe it either, but the more you can let go of the points of views you have about कितना है कितना नहीं है, कितना बचाना है कितना रखना है, कितना खर्चा करना है, कितना अच्छा है कितना बुरा है, good, bad, right, wrong ways to spend money, hoard, save, do not do, all of this addiction to constant thinking, this mind tripping, it's called head tripping. You keep thinking about money, trying to logicalize it, thinking that some way if you can get the right derivative, you can get the right formula, then you'll become a billionaire one day. Does that work? Has that worked? Does it? Have you seen it work? So everywhere that you're addicted to poverty, everywhere that you were told that poverty is more real than abundance, than consciousness, because consciousness includes money too, will you please destroy and uncreate it all? And we're going to be using the access consciousness clearing statement. Anyone here doesn't know what that is? Right, wrong, good, bad, protocol, line shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. What that does is it removes the points of views and the judgments that you have. And even if you don't know it, just say yes. And we can direct you to the clearing statement. But what it really means is there's no right or wrong way about anything. There's no good or bad. And all the other things are basically a lot of other stuff that could be holding the money back. You can't go into that right now, but you can go to theclearingstatement.com if you desire to know more about the clearing statement. Right now, saying yes might suffice. And suddenly you might find, a ping in your mailbox or your bank account and say, oh, money's coming, right? And we have people here who've changed their points of views using these tools, being on these classes. And I have to. Like, I started my bank account with, when I got into Access, I was spending my husband's money. Really, it was my money too, but it was just given to me for theek hai, ghar ke kharche and all that, and I'd kept it aside. I wanted to spend it on me. I like the classes, I love the tools. I started spending on it, and after a year, he realized I'm spending way too much money. So he's like, "If you want to spend money, create it." I was like, "Okay, I will," and I did. And I did. And I did. I really started from just 20,000 in my bank account, 20,000 Indian rupees, which I had borrowed from my other bank account, which of course was the money again my husband was putting in because I wasn't really earning anything. I was like happy being a housewife, being a mom, although I'm a professional, but yeah. Well, that's another call for family, but and entrepreneurship. But yeah, addiction to poverty. So how many of you are addicted to these points of views that constantly tell you that you will not have enough and you need to save and that money is going to go away because it doesn't love you? Do you think money loves you? Guys, this is becoming this very, very boring call for me where I'm just talking to black screens and white names. So do we have questions? So just feel free to ask questions. I'm just going to bring up the three. You want it to be like one of those lectures in professional colleges like my daughter's attending, they'll just give the children the theory, and whether you got it or not, okay, bye, thank you, done. Is that what you want to do? Well, then I'm okay with that. But if there's anything that you want to ask, and if you want it to be interactive, I mean, I think, wouldn't that be more fun, like having an interaction? Okay, cool. Never mind. I'm just very optimistic. Okay. So nobody said anything. Everybody's fine with it. God, God, I might just fall asleep. Okay. All right. So what is the second way that you reject money? Any guesses? Seema, you got the first one right. What is there you go. Dr. Hero. Yes, you got it right. Judgments is the second way that you reject money. Judgments. How many judgments do you have? Oh my God, feels like a mountain. Feels like a mountain on top of my head. Judgments of money, judgments of how much, how little, judgments of you with regard to money, judgments of money with regard to you, all of those. How many judgments do you have, by the way? We spoke about a few when we were talking about the last one, where we're going, I can't, I won't, I'm not able to. All of those are judgments too, by the way. Anything that's not a question, by the way, is a judgment. Oh, hate for money. Oh yeah, how many of you hate money? How many of you love money but hate the fact that you love money? Because then you'll be called greedy. Then you'll be called, oh my God, she's money minded or he's money minded. You don't want to be that. All of that. All of those are judgments. So anytime you have a judgment of money, anytime you have a judgment of you with regard to money, like how many points of views you have about what you can do, what you can't do with regard to money, whether you can run a business or not, whether you can handle a job or not, whether you should be paid what you're being paid or not, or whether you can earn money or not. All of that are judgments. But when, again, your point of view creates your reality. So if you have all of these judgments, what you're doing is with each judgment, you put up about 1,000 barriers to you receiving money. Do you realize that? Because in Access, have you guys, I hope all of you have done a bars class. And if not, please find yourself a bars class because there's a money point too on your head. Okay. And when you run that, you release judgments of money. So that's one way to release judgments of money. And the other way to release judgment of money is what we're going to be doing in the money workbook. That's what we do. We look at your judgments, your points of views around money, most of which are hidden. How many of you don't even know that you have judgments of money? You just do it on automatic pilot. Do you realize how much do you operate with money on automatic pilot? Do you understand what automatic pilot is? Like a car, when it can drive on its own, knows which gear to put, you do things on automatic pilot. Like you're told इतने पैसे महीने के खर्चे करने हैं, इससे ज्यादा अगर किए तो गलत बात है. And the moment you spend more than you were told you could spend, oh, you're going to the wrongness of it. Like when I was in college, and I grew up in a family where, my father really worked hard for us. He was in a job, and when they started their business, we did not have too much money. And they came from a family where their parents also, literally like the fruit that came had to be divided in equal portions for five siblings. And even then, it wasn't enough. So there was always scarcity, right? So when you come from a background like that, your point of view could be that I have to save money. I have to, can't waste money. And I'm not saying throw money. I'm not saying just, after listening to me, just go and splurge. No, I'm not saying that. But when you have a point of view that I am wasting money, or I'm not good with money, or don't throw money, and as a child, when I was aware, nobody ever told me इतने पैसे मत खर्चे करो, या but when I went to college, and before that I never handled money. How many of you have never handled money as teenagers? How many of you have never created money as younger people, like teenagers, students? Yeah, because at that point of view, at that point of time, the point of view is अभी पढ़ लो, पैसे तो आते रहेंगे. Nobody talks about money when you're younger. Nobody educates you about money. I guess if you had started early, and again, it's just my point of view. If I had started early learning about money, I would have created way more. And because of which I've taught my children to create money. They create money like amazing magical beings, like that, with the things that they love to do. So how many of you actually were taught to hate money? Were taught to be careful with money? Were taught to be judgmental about money? How many of you were told कि जिनके पास पैसे हैं वो अच्छे लोग नहीं हैं? तुम्हारे पास अगर पैसे हैं नहीं है तो क्या हुआ, खुशी तो है. If you don't have money, so what? At least you're happy. क्या जरूरत है इतने पैसे की? But have you seen people who have money? Are all of them bad? Are all of them not happy? Like, have you seen people with money who are happy and are kind and are generous and are wonderful? Well, it has nothing to do with money, but we're told to barter money with happiness, with joy, with ये नहीं तो वो तो है ना, पैसा नहीं है तो क्या हुआ, वो तो है ना, अकल तो है ना, शक्ल तो है ना, खुशी तो है ना. How many of you have learned to barter money, trade money with this or that? Like, does it have to be money or joy, money or happiness, money or brains? Oh, you can have all of that. You're an infinite being. So, all the judgments you have of you and all the judgments you have of money. पैसा आता है तो घर तोड़ देता है. पैसा आता है तो भाइयों में झगड़ा हो जाता है. बहनों को अलग कर देता है. So many judgments about money. पैसा करता
Shweta,
है.
we've always been taught, I know we've always been taught to be in an either or situation. या तो ये ले लो या ये ले लो. It's not even, in other situation also, या तो पैसा कमा लो या आराम की जिंदगी जी लो, या और आराम की जिंदगी भी तभी जियोगे जब तुम्हारे पास पैसा है. नहीं तो like it's always this or that. It's never this and that.
So what if it could be this and that? And once you remove the judgments, and once you get out of the point of view of scarcity and poverty addiction, the first thing that we spoke about, the way we reject money, then how much more can you create? How much more can you receive? Can you have? If you didn't have a point of view about कितना, कैसे, कहाँ से, अच्छा काला धन, सफेद धन, से लेना, उससे नहीं लेना, all of that, or either or, this or that, have joy or this. And all of these are just some of the points of views we have about money, which basically just help us do one thing: reject money. And are you enjoying it? Rejecting money? So one side you're saying I want money, but on the other hand you have all of these judgments, you have all of these points of views, you have all of this hatred, or confusion or frustration, all of these basically energies of rejection. And then you have these these points of views where you are told these things about either or aisa hoga to waisa hoga, which kind of take you back like an anchor. It pulls you back to that addiction. It becomes an addiction to poverty. वैसे ही ठीक था. And so do you see that so many times money does come in, but गायब हो जाता है, खत्म हो जाता है या कहीं खर्चा हो जाता है. And a lot of times we say आता है नहीं कि पहले चला जाता है. Why? This is why. Because you're rejecting it. So what if you didn't have to reject money anymore? So those are the two things that we spoke about. You want to know the third? Ah, I got another message. You guys are psychic. And you guys know something about money because I've got a message from Ranjani which says rejecting money to make oneself small in front of others. And what is the third way we reject money? By making ourselves small in front of others. That's what she's saying. Rejecting money to make oneself small in front. Yeah, we got all three answers right. First one was Seema, second one was Dr. Hiro Vyas, and third one was Ranjani. Yay! How does it get any better than that? So we do know about something about money. So how many of you, and it is kind of interrelated because this is also kind of judgment and trying to fit in. So, like Simone Milasas, have you heard of her? She is the creator of Joy of Business in Access, and she was worldwide coordinator with Access for a very long time till she moved up, and now she's like facilitating COP and Joy of Business classes, and somebody else is doing the worldwide coordination. So she says, and she's amazing, by the way. What she has these amazing books. If you want to pick them up, they're called Getting Out of Debt, and one of them, there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. The Joy of Business, of course. So she says that once she went to look for a home, like she wanted to shift homes, and she went looking for a home. So she said it was very interesting that I asked this broker to take me around. So first he took me around this locality, which was below what I thought I wanted to, money wise, which was much below the standard where I wanted to be. And she said, no, first he took her to a place which was more expensive than what she was asking for. Okay. So they were driving around this locality where all of these rich people were staying, according to her, which was richer than where she was right now. And she says, I had this sense of discomfort that I was like, oh my God, can I do this? Can I be here or whatever? That energy of discomfort. Have you ever felt that when you're around people who are who you think have more money than you? You'll automatically assume that they won't like you or they won't like the things that you have or do, and you'll try to fit into their box. Ever noticed? And you'll try to be something that you're not, or you'll start undermining yourself or demeaning yourself, start not thinking not good thoughts about yourself. That's the energy of not resonating with the riches, which is more than what you think you have. It's like your thermostat is, your AC thermostat. Like if you're comfortable with a temperature of 24 degrees centigrade and suddenly you are colder and you're like, no, this is too cold. I mean, that's a simile that I'm giving you. And then you turn it off. So then she said, okay, cool. So I said, all right, cool. I'm going to step up to this, because she says, I realized I was not willing to receive from that and was not energetically congruent with that energy. So unless you're energetically congruent with the amount of money you're asking for, you can't really have it, because you have this discomfort because of which you put barriers. Which is also those judgments of, oh, rich people this, rich people that. Like, you're not considering yourself rich, but if you do, then you have judgments of rich people, so you're judging yourself too. That makes sense? Now, she said, after that, he took me around this locality, which was much lesser than what I was willing to have. Like where I was right now, this was lesser, less money. And she said, I realized that there was still a sense of discomfort moving around this locality. There was judgment, there was an energy of discomfort, and she said, I'd never realized that before. Which means what? Not willing to receive from there also. Judgments of that also. Right? So a lot of times, if people in our reality around us are not willing to have more, and you, like let's say people around you are not willing to receive more, and you want more, you're asking for more, then we kind of tend to make ourselves smaller to fit into their realities. For that, it could be for various reasons. One of the reasons being no unpleasantness, झगड़ा नहीं होना चाहिए. So chalo chodo na, I'll give up what I want. I see Shivangi smiling. I don't see anyone else smiling because everybody else's cameras are off. So how many of you really, oh, Pragya smiling too. Right. So how many of you do that? You kind of go, or I don't want to upset them. Or I don't, another reason is you don't want them to feel small. Like how many of you have undermined yourself in front of someone else because they didn't have as much money as you? So you brought yourself down without even realizing it, whether it was by giving up your asks, whether it was by giving up things that you desired, or whether it was just by making yourself appear smaller. And what does that do? When you make yourself small, are you inspiring them, or are you kind of just aligning and agreeing with their small reality and not allowing yourself to have more? That's another way we reject money. Does that make sense? So those are just a few ways that we reject money. And on one hand, we're asking for money. One hand, we keep going, I want more. I'd like to have more. My financial reality is not changing. And of course, changing your financial reality takes a little more than just, going out and earning money, than just, okay, doing a 9 to 5 job, working harder, like just increasing your manual labor. Because that is about only you willing to receive with as much manual work that you can do. And how much can you do? Really? Are you a laborer? Are you one of those daily wages people who like, itna kaam karoge to itna hi milega? Have you seen their reality? Some of them are very generous though, yeah. But, well, if that's your reality, that's okay too. But what if you could actually begin to receive way more than you think you can handle? What if you could begin to receive from those sources that you didn't even think could send you money? Actually, I mean, that's the easiest way I can say send you money. Gurjeet, you want to say something?
I resonate so much with the fact what you're saying, that manual labor for earning money and having a 9 to 5 job. Um, like it's just an acknowledgement that I'm giving over here. How just, I won't say just using the tools, but yes, using the tools and being present to the situation, I've been able to create money, what I in like 2 months, what I would generally create in a year. So I mean,
And she's
thank you.
not kidding, guys. She's not promoting this call for me. She has.
So it's actually, it's like, and of course, thank you for saying that. It's actually, and it is so funny because before I kind of started using the tools and got full, got into it got my hands dirty with all the tools and
Dirty, hands dirty. Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it.
hands, feet,
Dirty with
everything,
money. Hands are
everything
dirty with
dirty
money.
with this.
I
Um,
love to have some more dirty hands with money.
Yes, yes, I would love to have. I used to hear people say that, I've created this much, and I'm like, what? It's all, it's like, it's farce. But when that's actually happening is something when, it's like, the universe wants to be a party to you, to your ask. But I realized where all I was rejecting it.
Yeah.
I got present to that aspect of it. So yes, like tools, definitely, these are magic.
Yeah,
It's actually,
tools. Listen, I had this a very good example of, like I said, I'm getting my house painted and all. So we moved our dining area to another area, and we're like juggling, having khana one place, kitchen being done today, and all of that. And I've been wanting to have this chocolate for a while that my daughter ordered from one of these sugar-free. It's not a sugar-free thing, but it's a less sugar sweet thing. And I was like, let's call for that. It was like really tasty. So I've been after her, please order kar de, order kar de, order kar de. So she okay, so today when I was sitting having lunch and the kitchen was blocked and I couldn't go inside to get my normal dose of sweetness, gourd and all, whatever. I was like, "Acha, I'd like to have meetha. What can I have? What can I have? And literally that very moment, the doorbell rang. and the chocolates were delivered. So this is a beautiful example of, yeah, you have to take an action step, which we'd ordered 5 days earlier. We'd ordered that. It didn't just drop into my lap. You do have to take an action step, right? But when did it show up? When I was asking for it and I was willing to receive it and when I needed it the most. And it was fun and it was joyful because the universe has a perfect sense of timing. If you're willing to actually tune into it, is what I would say. If you're willing to tune into it, and I am actually okay, cool. How do I say this? When you're more relaxed, when you don't make time significant, when you're willing to commit to it. And because it doesn't happen overnight, guys. Like if you think you had these few years of not creating too much, and I did not create like 10 times or 100 times the money that I started with overnight. It took a while. It takes a while. But this is about beginning to change the way you create your financial reality. And I really have done it. Nobody taught me. I taught myself. I found people who could teach me. I went to places where I could learn more. I literally went to the bank because there was a time when I did not have credit cards. I did not know how to do net banking. Literally, I did not. And I went to the bank and I like literally sat with that lady there and I literally racked her brains and I said, "You have to teach me this." I had to make 2 or 3 trips, but I learned it. It is about educating yourself. It is about being present with things. It's about being willing to receive. It's about taking action steps. It's about knowing when to do what. It's not only energetic. A lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to do this class and a lot of money is going to show up overnight. It doesn't happen like that. I'm sorry to blow the bubble for you. It is a marathon, guys. It is not a sprint. It's not like 100 किलोमीटर दौड़े और पैसे मिल जाएंगे. वो भी हो सकता है. बट अगर आप वो एक्सपेक्ट करके चल रहे हो तो फिर थोड़ा disappointment हो सकता है, which is again going to take you back to your addiction to poverty, take you back to your judgment. So this is a marathon. And that's why we're doing these calls. Like I have facilitated a lot of money workbook calls, and each money workbook series of calls is very different. And it just creates so much more awareness for you, so many more action steps. We have tool sheets, we have this daily motivational thing where we keep kind of nudging each other, where we keep, contributing to each other. It's like a series of 12 calls. But we're going to be reading the money workbook and you're going to be learning how to do it in the future also by yourself. Once you know how to do it, you can keep doing it over and over again because your points of views are like, you dust your house and more are going to come in. More dust comes in, right? So you dust it again the next day. And then sometimes there's more dust underneath. Like you lift the carpet, finally, you haven't lifted the carpet in a very long time, and today you lifted. एक बारी में तो नहीं सारी धूल चली जाएगी ना. So everywhere that you think this is an instantaneous 1, 2, 3, it should change. And if it hasn't, there's something wrong with it. Sorry. I mean, you can leave right now. It doesn't work like that. But if you're willing to commit to this journey of educating yourself, learning how to change your points of views, learning to look for the points of views where you could be rejecting money, where you're not willing to receive, and then actually change those points of views. Explore more areas, be willing to be uncomfortable because this is uncomfortable. Like I said, what Simone was saying. You want to change your financial reality, it's a different vibration, it's a different energy. And when you start stepping into that energy, it starts to become uncomfortable. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Have you seen any billionaires who didn't have to risk things, who didn't have to go out on a limb, who probably went bankrupt a few times? And I'm not saying you're going to go bankrupt. You're not going to do that if you're smart. Then, and yeah, of course, being smart is part of it. So this is what we're going to be doing in the money workbook that starts Monday. We're going to be doing 4 calls every week for 3 weeks. And we're going to be reading the money workbook. Plus, there's going to be a WhatsApp group where we're going to be talking about whatever's coming up for you guys, anything you'd like to change. And I don't know what else, because sometimes things show up in the moment and we keep adding new things to it. Maybe clearing loops or something. I don't know yet. Maybe if it contributes. But here is the bonus gift thingy if you guys didn't get it, because I got a lot of queries. People are not understanding. If you sign up by one, if you were on the Energy Pull series or interesting one of your calls with me, then you get it at an offer price. You can text me or Gurjeet or Manisha for the coupon code. And if you sign up by tomorrow, today's the 8th or tomorrow is the 8th? When is the 8th? Today's the 8th?
Today.
Well, let's keep it open for tomorrow also. So if you sign up by tomorrow, you also get, in addition to this, a 21-day Change Your Financial Reality Facebook program where I'm going to be sharing daily tools in addition to the Money Workbook tools. And we're going to be having another 4 calls on this group. And if you don't want to be part of the Money Workbook, you can only sign up for the Facebook group too. But if you sign up for the Money Workbook, you don't have to pay for the Facebook group. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Any questions? And anywhere that you think your financial reality is going to change and you don't have to pay for it, well, would you destroy and create all? Right, wrong, good, bad, put line shows, boys, provides, and beyond. Because to make money, you have to probably spend money. How many of you refuse to spend money but are constantly waiting कि कहीं से पैसा आ जाए, बस गिर जाए गोद में? It should just come in, but you don't want to spend money. You see, if you have a point of view that you don't want to spend money, then maybe if, like, let's say if you have to buy a lottery ticket that's going to make you 10 crores, पर उसके लिए खर्चा तो करना पड़ेगा ना. लेकिन आपका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है कि मुझे स्पेंड नहीं करना, इतना सारा स्पेंड नहीं करना, उतना सारा नहीं करना. हम सवाल तो पूछ ही नहीं रहे, is this going to change my financial reality? Is this going to make me more money than I thought possible? That's a question to ask before buying anything, even an access class. Is this going to contribute to my financial reality? Is it going to make me money? Is it going to teach me new things? Is it going to be contributive? Is it going to be fun? And whenever I choose a class or I buy something, I ask all of these questions. And if it's a yes, it doesn't matter how much it is. If I don't have the money, then I'll ask the universe to show me ways to create the money. Universe, show me the money. I'd like to have this, please. That's a question, not I can't afford it. It's too expensive. Why is she charging so much money? इतने पैसे क्यों डालूं मैं इसमें? तो फिर उतने पैसे चाहिए भी क्यों? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, on, good, bad, pot, online shorts, boys, pro ads, and beyond. So please start checking your points of views. If I put in this money here, अगर आपको शेयर्स खरीदना है, मान लीजिए, वो भी तो खर्चा है ना. अगर आपको गोल्ड खरीदना है जो बढ़ जाएगा, आपको वो चीजें दिखाई नहीं देंगी अगर आपका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है कि मैं खर्चा क्यों करूं. खर्चा करने से पैसा खत्म हो जाएगा. तो फिर खर्चा करोगे तो जरूर ही खत्म होगा, बिकॉज आपका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वही है. You get the difference. You please begin to ask questions about anything you're choosing, anything you're buying. So I would love to contribute to you guys on this journey, and it takes effort, guys. For me to be committing to 4 calls on weeknights and to be sharing everything that I've taken about 10 years to learn, that you're going to get in just 12 days. I mean, whatever you ask for, of course, whatever I can. I'm willing to value myself enough to charge a certain sum. How many of you are valuing yourself enough to ask for what is honoring of you? How do you charge for your services? What can you learn here that would allow you to receive more, to charge more, to be willing to ask for more? Because when I started Access, I was running a business as a professional architect. And I'm not ashamed to tell you that I could not ask people for money. People fleeced me. They just took stuff. They would just come and say, I need a drawing for this, this, and this. And I would say, yeah, sure. And by the time I could ask them for money, they would either gone, or they would say, oh, it wasn't worth it. Or they would say, when I had put my heart and soul into it and I genuinely given. So I learned to value myself. I learned to charge up front. So how many of you are not asking for the money that you would like to have? And if you don't ask, can you get it? If you don't ask for the money, can you get it? Gaurav, I hope I answered your question. You've been asking me that on a lot of posts and Facebook things. If you're not willing to spend, if you're not willing to ask, well, can you have money? So everything that brought up for you guys, everything that this is, everything that does not allow you to ask and receive with total ease, and everything that does not allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive what is going to create a greater future for you, not only financially, but every which way. Will you destroy and uncreate, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online shows, boys, povads, and beyonds. And another thing, guys, these things are interlinked. For me, at least, I've seen how money and relationship, money and your position in society, money and the way this reality sees it, money and how your family treats you, your friends treat you, is very different when you have money and very different when you don't have enough money. Why? Not because they know how much money you have in your bank account, because your vibration changes. You honor yourself more, you value yourself more, and then nobody dare do stuff to you that is mean, that is not kind, that is not honoring of you. Because the more you begin to create, the more you honor yourself also. So for any of you who started when you had no money and you created money, you would have seen that little difference in people. Have you? And if you haven't, then notice. I have. A lot of my relationships changed. People can't tell me what to do now. I know they can't, and I'm not going to listen to it if it doesn't vibe with me. And this doesn't come from a space of superiority or ego or, something like, mujhe sunna nahi hai. No. With honoring of you also comes honoring of all the people in your life. You, along with the money, you receive what contribution they are to you as well. So when we do the money workbook, it is not only about the money. Of course, it's about the money. It's called the money workbook, how to become money. See, it doesn't say how to earn money, how to struggle, how to end your struggle, how to it is becoming money, because you become the vibration of the amount you're willing to receive. And when your vibration changes, everything that is vibrating with you, along with you, the people that you care for, the people in your life, the way people see you, everything changes. And a lot changes in your life too. So I think that's about it. And I just want to end this call, unless you guys have any other questions about the money workbook, the coming calls, and anything you'd like to ask, please feel free to ask. But I'd like to end this with some home play for you guys, if you're willing to do it. And what if, so I'm calling it the 3-day generosity challenge. And it's very interesting. So what if in the next 3 days, at least for 3 people each day, or even if for 1 person or 2 people, it's up to you. You can do more than 3, you can do less than 3, whoever. Like, what if you paid people more than they were expecting to, or you gave somebody money that wasn't expecting it out of the blue? Or it didn't even have to be money. It could be anything, but money, because we're doing a money workbook, we're doing money challenge. So for example, it doesn't matter how much more money it is. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what I did. I did it with 2 people today, and it changed. I keep doing it on and off, but today I was doing it with more presence. Like I said, when there's like a lot of things going around me, I'm more present somehow. And I'm so happy. I think I have to look for another house to get painted after this, once my house is done, so that I can create more. But well, pock and pot that. Cool. Maybe I can create some other stuff. So what if you could do that with 3 people? Just give them more than they're expecting. It could be like even $50 more, $30 more, or maybe a couple thousand more. Doesn't matter. See what that changes. See what, and don't expect validation. Just acknowledge what is changing. Just acknowledge what changes in their world, and when that changes in their world, what changes in your world. Can you do that? And feel free to reach out to me or to put it up in the manifesting group. Are you guys in the manifesting group? Maybe there or wherever. Just find us somewhere. And we're in a lot of places with you guys, right? Somebody somewhere, somebody somewhere. And if you're not, please reach out to us. We'd love to have you on the groups, where there's one place we're doing 10 days of manifestation. There's a Facebook page we're doing 30-day lives, finished yesterday, and a lot of stuff happening. So, Pragya, you have a question. So is that clear, the generosity challenge? Are you willing to commit to it for 3 days? And let me know what shows up. Does something change? And even if you don't, let me know. This is just a contribution to you if you would like to do something with it. So Gurjeet has just put in the chat group link here. If you guys want to join in, you're welcome to. You're warmly invited, in fact. Pragya, go for your question.
So about this generosity challenge, so usually I give money to people, and if they ask me for advance or something, like they're doing some work for me, and very generously I give them them advance also, but then it so happens either they don't finish the work
not
or like they take the money.
yeah.
And another thing, like I don't hesitate to give money to anyone, like whether if it's for a class or for work. But when I have to receive money for my work, I have hesitation in asking for money. And I have this point of view that if I can give, why can't people give? But is it that
Is that a
I'm only
question?
not?
Is that a question? If I can give, why can't people give? What is the point of view there?
So what can I ask here?
Tell me, what is the point of view? Brigitte, can you also share the money workbook in the financial reality Instamojo links here in case anyone wants to sign up right away? What is the point of view there, Pragya?
In receiving money, why do I hesitate? But in giving, I don't hesitate.
Yeah, because you're generous and you're sweet and you don't ask questions.
Yeah, but now I don't want to be sweet.
Yeah, that's
now
a
I want the
step forward.
money.
Okay, cool. So these are the things that we got to start to look at, and we're going to be doing that in the money workbook. But what if you started looking at it? The point of view there is why can't they give me money is not really a question. Your point of view is they can't give me they're not giving me money.
Yeah, they're not.
So when your point of view creates your reality, and if they ask you for how many of you have decided that if somebody asks you for money, then you have to give it? Come on, do I have to teach you guys to say no? Like,
Yeah,
we need 12
people
calls.
ask me for money, I give. And when I ask for money, they don't give.
Yeah, you can say no. Did you know that?
Okay.
Somebody asks you for money, say, you know what? I spent all my money. I bought myself these awesome shoes that cost me, those Clark shoes that cost me like 10 grand. Oh my God, they were on sale. Thank God. They were for 20,000, but I just bought them for 10,000. Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't have money to give you. I would have loved to, but well, I'm so sorry. Maybe another time. And thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, that's a way. Well, was that your question or something else? See, you didn't see that your point of view was not why are they not giving me money? Your point of view basically is they're not going to give me money. Question is, are they going to give me back this money that they're asking for? Like Gary says, if you want someone to run away from you, to never see them again, lend them money.
How come?
Because, well, you tell me. When you give people money as advance, do they run away or do they come eagerly to do the work for you? So, and when I'm telling her something that might change her life, she has other stuff to do. That's what happens. This is what happens when you're receiving information that could truly change your life, you kind of create something that distracts you. Like when, like again, Gary says, when you're in class and he's about to say something that could change your life, you want to go pee or you want to pick up a cup of coffee and you won't hear it. That's the way we tend to distract ourselves. So please ask yourself, next time you give people money, are they going to give it back? Do they really, is it going to be contributive? Is it going to be fun? And give it only if it's going to contribute to you too.
Yeah.
And not including you in receiving. And please trust me when I say I'm definitely not going to do the money workbook just for 2 people or 3 people. If I receive enough signups by tomorrow, then I'm going to go ahead with it, or I'm not going to do it, because this is a workbook that truly is going to change your reality if you're willing to commit to it. So commit to it. Okay. And for all those signing up, you need to have the money workbook. So you can order it from Amazon if you want. That is that's your way how you want to do it. You can even get a Kindle version if you want on your laptops, or you can order the physical version of the book. But guys, please, literally, I'm telling you that this is something that I couldn't see for myself till I facilitated my 5th or 6th money workbook series. And after that, it's just been this amazing adventure of Oh my God, that's my point of view around money. Oh my God, I'm not going to choose this anymore. How dumb. There's nothing.
And when people owe me money, how can I ask that?
Come to the money workbook, I'll tell you. It's because again, it's not just a one answer thing. When people owe you money, there could be a lot of points of views there that are not allowing them to return the money to you. And there are so many tools. Again, when you get a set of tools, you choose which one works for you when. With different people, different things work. I've seen that. It's not just one tool. There are a lot of tools. There's the energy pool, there's changing your points of views, there's a lot of them. But how do you know which one to use with who? Well, you know that. And we're going to talk about that, go deeper into it. So I would have loved to answer that for you right now, but it really isn't like a 2-minute question. I'm so sorry. But maybe just begin to pull energy. There is a SoundCloud audio that I've done on pulling energy from people who owe you money, I think, or to sell things. Just go to SoundCloud and put in my name there and type energy pull. And maybe you can find it there, one energy pull. Try that and see what changes. But it's it's a lot about debts, people owing you money, you running out of money in your bank account. It's not that some people are luckier than you guys. It's just that your points of views are different from them. Like if you see a billionaire or people with a lot of money, do they ever say, I want money? या काश मेरे पास पैसे होते? They just say, yeah, I'll have that. And the money comes. Even if they're mean people sometimes. And you're like, damn, how do they have the money and I don't? They're so mean. It has nothing to do with meanness or niceness. What it's got to do with their points of view about money. People who are born into money have this point of view कि पैसा तो आ ही जाएगा. और आ ही जाता है. So what we need to do is change our points of views. That's kind of it. But what those points of views are, we're not willing to see them. Where you're rejecting money is what this journey is about. So I'm grateful to you. Pragya, does that help, sweetheart? Is that contributive to you? Yeah?
Yes, I'll join the money workbook.
Awesome. How does it get any
Guess
better?
what?
Thank you.
Guess what?
Tell
What?
me.
Everybody. I think you all pulled it in. The money workbook is on discount.
Oh my God, really? On
And
Amazon? How does it get any better than
on
that?
Amazon, the money workbook is on
Can you
discount.
share the link? Do you have the link
Yeah.
handy?
Just a sec. Just a sec.
She is becoming more and more of a wizard every day. I marvel at her skills. And truly, how does it get
I
any better?
think you all kind of asked for it and you got it.
Yeah. Thank you. How does it get any better than that, guys? So please reach out to me or Gurjeet or to Renisha. Let us know if you're in. And we begin Monday. And Monday is also somewhere around where the Facebook challenge starts. And we might make it a WhatsApp challenge. I don't know. Some people are not. I'm going to take a call on that tomorrow. It's going to be either a Facebook thing or a separate WhatsApp thing. We'll let you know once you join in. So thank you. And yeah, I have interesting stuff coming up even in this month. Keep tuned on the Showing Up As You Facebook group. If you're not there, I would love to contribute to you guys for the new year that's coming in. And if there's any other thing that you'd like to us to create calls on, please feel free to reach out to us. And very grateful for each one of you for being here, for sparing your valuable time, for being willing to change your realities. You being the change in the world is going to create a greater world. Please know that. So thank you. And I'll see you somewhere, guys, soon, maybe in person. Bye bye.